Fam 305. Yes, we live. The Fam 305. Take a ride. The Fam 305. Yes, all night. The Fam 305. Let's get right. The Fam 305. Sit back and take a ride. The Fam 305. Let Guru pick your mind. The Fam 305. Mama G ready all the time. The Fam 305. K-Dub sniping on the right. The Fam 305. Dre talking ish all night. The Fam 305. Like, share, and subscribe. The Fam 305. The Fam 305. The Fam 305. Like, share, and subscribe. Hey, no pa tanto. No pa tanto. Hey, no pa tanto. Hey, no pa tanto. No pa tanto. No pa tanto. No pa tanto.
There you go.
All right, y'all. Here's your host for tonight for the Fam 305 podcast.
Yeah, that's horrible when people don't come. That's the worst. No pa tanto.
Hey, it's your boy Guru. Happy New Year. This is another mini episode. We're talking sports. Yes, it's your boy Guru here with the Fam 305. And we are talking Dolphins. Yes, the Miami fucking Dolphins. Coming off a big loss at home against Buffalo, where they were not favored, which was rightfully so. Vegas knows what they're doing. And Miami had a lead going into the second half, but special teams and the offense just shutting down in the second half, and the Bills pull away. We're going to talk about that game, and then we're going to go ahead and preview the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dolphins playoff game in Kansas City in the frigid Kansas City, Missouri. It's going to be cold as fuck. So interesting to see how that happens. So first, let's go back. Let's talk about the Dolphins and the Bills. Okay, it was a Sunday night game. They hyped it up. Winner takes AFC East. Now, at some point, the Bills were going to play for their playoff lives, but the Jacksonville Jaguars basically shit the bed and lost, so that got the Bills in the playoffs. So now they were just playing for positioning. And the Dolphins, of course, made the playoffs, but they were playing for the AFC East and a home game and money for Stephen Ross. So the game started out good. Dolphins were able to run the ball. They ran a lot of these counter plays with Achane, and they looked good. Allen was Allen, okay? He has moments of greatness, and then he throws interceptions, and that's what he's known for. And he basically, on script, gave the ball away not once but twice in the first half. Now, they were moving the ball. So, the Dolphins had the lead, and thank God for our defense. But, again, if they hadn't turned the ball over, who knows what the score might have been, okay? And it just is what it is. But you know what? You got to play the game, right? So we go at halftime. Dolphins are up. We go to the second half. Again, the offense seemed to a couple of things were at play here. The Dolphins didn't get the ball for very long. They didn't have as many plays. And when they did have the ball, the plays that they were running were not working. It seems like the running plays they were running, they were not working. And the pass plays, unfortunately, were not getting downfield. They were not getting down the field. And it seems like they were just keying on Tyreek Hill. And when you key on one person, you basically give the defense basically saying, hey, listen, we just got to double team him. And even double teaming Hill, he's still going to get his. But, again, he had a good night. But he had a big drop late, although they got the penalty at the end of the game because of it. But it was a drop, and there was really nobody else outside of a sporadic play to the tight end, or Cedric Wilson caught a couple passes here and there. The Bills basically took over in the second half, and in my opinion, I think the Bills, they changed it up. And the Dolphins, or the Bills defense, changed it up, and the Dolphins didn't adjust. We did not adjust, and with all that being said, we had a chance to tie the game at the end. Now, my first reaction watching that drive, obviously the Dolphins, if you living under a rock, they turned it over and they lost the game. Okay, through a pick. Now, watching it, the initial reaction, of course, you say, "What the hell was he doing throwing that in a double coverage?" And they just basically stepped in front of it. And I was like cursing Tua. I was cursing McDaniel. Basically, it's like, why would you do that? Why would you call that play? What are you doing? What's the read? Now, looking at it, a day or two later, you come to find out the route that the receiver ran, Claypool, he did not run. It looks like he didn't run the route that he was supposed to. If you know this offense is a timing offense, meaning the receivers have to run routes and they have to be in certain areas. And when they do that, the ball is going to be in that area. Okay, so if you don't run the correct route, the correct time, the ball is going to look like it's going to be overthrown, underthrown, picked off in this case. So what you had, and you could see the diagram. If you go online, they show diagrams of the routes. Claypool ran like a lazy out, real lazy, kind of like a roundabout, kind of looked like almost like a question mark. And I'm assuming the way the throw was, it was more of a quick out. So you kind of get an idea. You kind of figure out why Claypool has been on 3 teams and teams have given up on him. The guy can't run routes. The guy looks like Calvin Johnson, but can't run routes for shit. Okay, so it is what it is. They threw the pick, Tua threw it, and here we are. Okay, we didn't win the division, still in the playoffs. Okay, but it was a tough loss, and we lost guys to injury. Baker went down with an injury. There are other guys that are still knocked up. Van Ginkel, who had a very good season, he went down with an injury. So we picked up guys off the street, Justin Houston and Irvin, another linebacker from Detroit. So we are down to like a bunch of veterans, old veterans playing right now. Okay, so our defense is definitely not in great shape. But our interior line is still there. We got Wilkins and Sealer. Okay, we still have that interior. Raekwon Davis. Okay, we got the dogs in the middle to stop what Kansas City's going to be bringing. So let's talk about Kansas City, Chiefs, and the Dolphins game now. All right, so here we go. It's going to be on Saturday night. It's going to be cold, frigid. Okay, they're saying temperatures are in the single digits with the wind chill negative. Now, I've dealt with this once. I can remember being outside when it was maybe 1 degree, 0 degree without the wind chill, and it was bone chilling. Like literally, you could not. You got to cover up your face. You got to cover up everything because it is really cold. So it is going to be bone chilling cold. Now, with that being said, these players are going to be layered. They're going to have heaters. They're going to have equipment to where they're going to be protected. Okay. The other thing is when these guys start playing, they're not going to feel it like you would think. Okay. The guys that are running around, it's just not going to affect them like you think. Now, is the ball going to be harder? Sure. It's cold. Those guys that are sitting down on the bench between plays and hanging out, yeah, but they're going to be bundled up. They're going to be by a heater, a space heater. So I think the cold weather, we're really giving it, I think, too much attention. Now, if it was going to be 0 degrees and a torrential snow where you could whiteout conditions, but that's not going to happen here. So I do think the teams are going to be able to move the ball normally like you would see. But I do think it's going to be slanted a little more to the running game. And if you're going to go with the running game, I think you got to give the advantage to the Dolphins. Okay? Mostert's going to play. He's been resting the last 2 games with his high ankle sprain. He's going to play. Okay? Whether he's 100% or not, which he's probably nobody, very few guys on the team are 100% right now. Anyway, he's going to play. Okay? Achane, he's going to play. Okay? He's been up and down. He had a good game last week. He's going to play. So I like our running game against Kansas City. Okay? They're a middle of the pack run defense. Okay? We're a top 10. Okay? So we can neutralize their running game. So I think we got them on the running game. Where I think we're going to have a problem is our passing attack. Okay? And here's why. We don't have, well, we may not have Waddle. Now, if Waddle's not going to play, again, we're down to Tyreek Hill. They play man. Okay? They're going to double. So depending on what we run, it might be a tough sled. sledding. I mean, we played them back in October, and you know, it's kind of the same thing. We did well in the first half. Second half, we shut down, didn't do much. Then we had the turnover. Okay, so this game is going to be, I think this game is going to be decided in the trenches, the run game. Are we going to be able to run against them? And then you have to look at the quarterbacks. And you look, I love Tua. I think he's a great quarterback, or good quarterback. But he's not Mahomes. Okay, this guy's won 2 Super Bowls, and again, they've had a down year, but it's the playoffs. It's Andy Reid. Okay, they're going to do whatever they're going to pull out the stops, and they're at home. So, what am I saying here? I'm saying it's going to be a very close game. My heart of hearts, as a fan, I want the Dolphins to win. I hope they win, but I think at the end of the day, you got Mahomes over there, and depending on the situation, you just don't want them with the ball if they're behind because he's going to take it down the field. Okay? So, my prediction, I think it's going to be a close game. Again, the fan in me wants the Dolphins to win, but the person thinking of all the different aspects, I feel like this offense has got, especially in the passing game, I think there's just too much going on, too much struggles. I think they're gonna lose this game probably like 27-24, okay, or somewhere. It's not gonna be a high scoring game, I don't think. But then again, hell, you never know. With the weather being as is, who knows? Okay, but I do think if the Dolphins are effective running the ball, and Kansas City has to adjust, meaning bring up their safeties, blitz even more, that's where we can take advantage of them with kind of play action. You know, take some shots down the field with Hill and Waddle if he's going to play. Okay, that's where I think the Dolphins could make inroads with the offense. But you got to set it up with the run, and I think that's going to be key. Watching this game, you're going to have to look at the first half. Are they going to be able to run the ball? Okay, and then are they going to be able to set that up? And then in the second half, are they going to adjust? And that's the one thing I haven't seen this year, at least certain games. It seems like the Dolphins aren't adjusting, you know, and I don't know if it's just, you know, the plays, the defenses, and we're just, you know, the coordinators not doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, but you know this game is about adjustments and things that you did earlier in the year are now seen. There's tape on it. Well, there's video. Who uses tape, right? It's such an old term. The video, okay, and the defenses are adjusting and vice versa. Okay, offenses are looking at defensive fronts. They know what you're gonna do. They know what you're playing, and you have to adjust. Okay, so you could impose your will on a team, like, hey, we're going to do it whether you like it or not. You got to stop us. But if we're not able to do that, if you don't have the horses, then we have to scheme it up. And I think that's what we've been doing all year. And it works sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. And I just hope we can run the ball effectively where we can get those shots downfield. So I expect the Dolphins to be in this game. Do I think they're going to win? My brain's telling me no, but my heart wants to say yes. All right, so that's my prediction. As far as the rest of the games, it's gonna be a great weekend. You got some revenge games. You got Green Bay playing at Dallas. That's gonna be a good game. Dallas pulls it out. You got Detroit. Detroit playing. Detroit's playing. Oh, the Rams. That's gonna be another revenge game. You got Stafford and Goff, both basically switching teams. So that's gonna be an awesome game. You got Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Again, we just played Buffalo. They beat us. Fair and square, can't talk, but they can be beat. You know, they're flawed. Their defense is not great. And Allen is just, if he stops turning the ball over, I think they win a Super Bowl. I really do. I think their team is that good as far as on the offense and get the ball downfield, but he just turns the ball over too much. So that's gonna be a great game. We got Cleveland is gonna be playing. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to think about the team. But whoever they're playing, I think they're going to pull it out. So I'm thinking of the other games that are going on. There's a couple others that I'm driving right now. But in any event, it's going to be a great, great postseason. Oh, Cleveland's playing Houston. Jeez, what was I thinking? Cleveland's playing Houston. I think that's going to be one of the best games of the weekend, too. Flacco, right off the street. He's saving the Cleveland season. And then you got Stroud, who's amazing as a rookie, one of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen. So I really think that's going to be a game. That's going to come down to the wire. but I do feel like Cleveland's going to pull that out. I think Cleveland's got the better defense. So I think I'm missing one more game. Oh, and of course, the Eagles and the Bucks Monday night is going to finish up on Monday Night Football. That game's going to be interesting. The Eagles are a dumpster fire. They are just straight garbage. And to think they beat us, when I guess they were good at the time, but they have not been good. Okay, and they're going to play a pretty good Bucks team, play a good defense, and it's going to be in Tampa. So I don't know. Could be one and done for the Eagles. So the playoffs are starting. This is the best time of the year. But at the same time, it kind of sucks because that means football's almost over. We got about a month left in the football season, and after Super Bowl, we're done. So then I guess it's on to basketball and baseball and hockey, which we'll talk about that in another episode. Again, thanks for listening to the FAM 305 Gurus mini episode sports. We're talking Dolphins and Chiefs, and we went back and talked about the Dolphins and Bills Sunday night massacre. So thanks for listening. You know where you can find us, thefam305.com, our website. You can find us on all podcasting apps. You name it, we're on there. So check me out on X, formerly Twitter, guru_305. And also on Instagram, the FAM305 podcast. And on Facebook, the FAM305 podcast. All right. Again, Happy New Year, everybody. And we'll talk soon. See ya.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at the Fam305.